The 4-2-2 YouTube, probably one of my favourite, most well-rounded, balanced formations on EAFC 24. So you are going to want to use balanced on the defensive style. Me personally, I would stay away from press after possession loss and pressure on every touch when using the 4-2-2. I just don't think it's very good, and I don't really think it's needed, really, in my personal humble opinion. The defensive width in the 4-2-2, I would make it a little bit more narrow, go down to 43. So, if any of you don't know what this latest patch has done, it has made our back four and our whole defensive structure in general more, like, in terms of they spread out wider. So, we want to go more narrow to get our defenders back into the middle of the pitch. Because if we don't, our opponent can just keep on abusing the middle of the pitch. And it's really annoying, actually. It's something which really is annoying. So, that's why I've gone quite narrow with the 43 width. The defensive depth, for your cheapest and most reliable place to buy FC24 coins, check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. The defensive depth, I've actually gone up to 57 with the 4-2-2. The reason being, we can afford to be a little bit more aggressive when we are defending in the 4-2-2. The reason for that is we have 2 CDMs rather than 2 central midfielders or other central midfielders that you have in a lot of other formations. In the 4-2-2, like with the 4-2-3-1, just thinking of other formations as well, 4-4-2 second variant, when we have 2 CDMs, we can afford to make our defensive line be a little bit more higher and closer towards our opponent's goal line. It just means that we can suffocate and squeeze our opponents a little bit more, because if our opponent is able to beat our press, we actually have 2 CDMs rather than 2 central midfielders. So it's really good. The build-up play, offense, and chance creation, you know what it's going to be. Balanced and direct passing. Of course, the absolute bread and butter, as I like to call it. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting, YouTube. The offensive width, I've actually gone very narrow in the 4-2-2, all the way down to 40. There is method to this madness. I want my left-sided cam and my right-sided cam to pick up central areas in the pitch. Remember what I said at the start of the video? On this latest patch, it's forcing our defensive structure out wide, which means it's forcing our opponent's defensive structure out wide. Sorry, it's New Year's Day, by the way. Happy New Year. I hope you did have a lovely day, whatever you did. I'm a little bit worse for wear while I'm recording this video. So yeah, I do want my left-sided cam and my right-sided cam to pick up more central areas of the pitch, really. That's what I want. Players in the box, all the way up to 7. More players that we have in the box, YouTube, the more likely we are to score a goal. Very simple when you think about it. 2 corners and 2 free kicks like so. Player instructions. Now, the thing with the 4-2-2, my main issue is to shut that gap off in the middle of the pitch between my 2 CDMs and my 2 strikers. That gap there is very annoying, so we want to close that gap off as much as we can. So because of that, I have both of my strikers on stay central, get in behind, and come back on defence. The come back on defence, even though you might think it's a defensive move, which it kind of is because it does make us more defensively solid, it is actually to shut that gap off between our 2 CDMs and our 2 strikers as well, which means when our 2 CDMs get the ball, we are in a better position with the passing lanes for them to pass the ball to our other players, which actually helps us out in the attacking side of the game. Method to the madness, YouTube. Believe me. Now, my left-sided cam and my right-sided cam are on exactly the same thing. So come back on defence and get into the box across. Remember, I've gone quite narrow with the offensive width, so that we'll kind of pick up them inside number 10 positions like my team Aston Villa. Think of like John McGinn here in this Antoine Griezmann role, and then think of like a Zaniolo or a Jacob Ramsey or a Tielemans there in that Iwobi role. Very good. Means that our opponent struggles to pick up our players, and they get into the box for cross. Pretty simple. I want the more players that we have in the box, more likely we are to score a goal. Very simple. Now, my left side is CDM. It doesn't matter which way around you have this. Just have your more attack-minded CDM. So for me, my left side is CDM. Have that CDM on get forward and cover centre. So that CDM will get forward and help out in the attacking side of the game. And then the more defensive-minded CDM, so for me, my right side is CDM. He will then be on stay back while attacking and cover centre. Think of that player like the Rodri role or the Boubacar Kamara role. I then play with both my right back and my left back on stay back while attacking. I don't attack with my left back and right back. And then last but not least, both of my centre halves are just on stay back while attacking and then default other positions. And then goalkeeper comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there is my brand new first video of 2024. Have a happy new year, YouTube. I hope you had a lovely night last night, and I hope you're not feeling too worse for wear today, like I may be. Thank you for watching. Spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.